All right, here's 3 things you need to have dialed in before starting your marketing agency. I use the term marketing agency to encompass all of the YouTube fads out there, SaaS, SMMA, all of that falls under the category of marketing agency. And by the way, in 2024, I still believe this is an amazing opportunity to jump into, man. If you can be a rainmaker, someone that can make it rain for local businesses, that you can bring in customers, or you can set up systems to help them run smoothly and consistently bring in new leads, sales. I mean, every business in the world needs help with that, and most business owners pretty much suck at it. First thing you got to figure out is really your offer. Like, what are you going to sell? Like, what are the deliverables that you are going to sell? And you should think about this as crafting a business plan and then sticking to it for 90 days, right? Don't just keep jumping back and forth after every YouTube video you watch, because everyone's going to be pumped up on the thing that they're selling, right? So you have to decide, you do a little bit of research, then decide, and then stick to that plan for 90 days. And don't get that shiny object. I mean, you're going to get it, but just don't give into it, right? Like, stay focused, execute the plan, and that's a side note for you. You gotta figure out what you're selling. Are you gonna sell the Go High Level SaaS, resell it? Are you gonna combine UpHex in there so that you can now sell done for you Facebook ads? They can launch in 3 clicks, which is one of my favorite offers, deliverables to have in my business model. Are you gonna add a service in there? Are you gonna do ads for them? Are you going to do SEO? Are you going to do GMB optimization? Are you going to focus on Google reviews? Are you going to run TikTok ads, Facebook ads, Google ads? There's an endless list, not endless, but there's a big list of services that you can provide. Me, I've always liked to focus on some sort of marketing, because that's what most businesses need. They need more leads, they need more sales, they need more appointments, and that's easier to sell than, hey, let me optimize your systems. Let me give you this software that you have to learn, and let me train you on it, and you're going to get frustrated. And people, it's not as sexy. Systems aren't as sexy, but nevertheless, it's needed. I subscribe to the model of sell them what they want and then give them what they need on the back end, right? So you sell them the dream, but also give them the systems, give them the training and all that on the back end. What I believe the best business model is a combination of DIY SaaS and an upsell to a done-for-you service. So we have a higher ticket done-for-you service where we do everything for the client in regards to running ads and nurturing those leads. We have a US-based call center, and that's been going really great for us, because you can bring people in the door. You get a high volume if you have a lower ticket offer for purely SaaS, and then you solve that problem of generating leads, but now that creates a new problem that you can solve for a higher price. It's just a great business model. It's what's working. That's what I stick it to. Second thing is you just got to dial in your pricing. What is your pricing strategy? What are you going to price your DIY at? What are you going to price your done for you at? All I can say is what we do. We started at $397. We've played around with just $147 a month for the base level SaaS. What we do now is we charge $597 a month. Everything's a 90-day agreement. Our low-end DIY $597 a month is our do-it-yourself ads, right? So we have UpHex where they can launch their own ads. We create the ads that are going to crush it. We know work, put them in the library. They can launch them on their own. So we onboard them, we train them on the software, and then they take it over and they manage it themselves. But I've heard people charging $750 a month for the same type of service, all the way down to $297 a month. Always lean towards a higher price point, because to be honest, it's the same amount of effort and energy to sell someone. There's nothing more disheartening than trying to sell somebody on a $297 a month plan and they give you all the same stupid ass objections you get when you're trying to sell someone for $1,500 a month. Ask me how I know. I've done hundreds and hundreds of calls, and during that year and a half, I focused purely on SaaS. That was the most frustrating thing, when a business owner has that mindset where they're hemming and hawing over $297 a month. So always lean towards the higher price. You're going to feel good about it. And if you're not feeling good about it, I mean, what's the point in having a business that you don't feel good about, right? We recently added our done for you service with our call center and all that, and able to bump up our price to $6K for 90 days. That's been an absolute game changer. We started at $4,500 for 90 days, and there's no feeling like having that hit your account. When you have $4,500, when you have $6K hit your account for one client, they're honestly easier to serve in some ways, because you're not having to onboard, you're not having to train them You're just saying, hey, we're going to do everything for you. Just give me your credit card. We'll run the ad accounts. Everything is done by us. Just sit back. We'll deliver the appointments. There's always pros and cons, right? Higher stakes. They're investing a lot more money. Sometimes you get clients that are bad, but you have good and bad clients for every style of offering that you're doing, right? You can have those super needy clients, which I've noticed with lower price points. You got to be careful because honestly, over the last 5 years, I've noticed the super needy clients are the ones that are paying the least amount. That's how it was when I ran my gym too. It's just a human psychology thing. I don't know. I don't know what it is. You tell me. When we hooked people up with deals, $99 a month, and you can come to my boot camp as much as you want. They're the most needy and they start complaining the most, and it's weird. So charge higher price, are more invested. They expect it to work because it's a higher price. And that goes into, pricing psychology and all that, where literally the value of your thing is, I don't know what the percentage is, but is largely affected. Their perception of the value of what you're offering is going to be based on the price you're offering. So lean towards a higher price. Lastly, the third thing you got to dial in is how you're going to acquire clients, right? How are you going to get leads? How are you going to get on calls? There's lots of ways to do it. You could be cold calling. You can be doing cold email. You can be doing cold DMs. My favorite is paid ads. That's really all I focus on right now. We spend anywhere from $200 to $400 a day. Right now, about $200 a day. You can start anywhere with ads is my favorite because it's the fastest. You can literally reach thousands of people by running paid ads. But obviously that's a lot of money. And if you don't have a lot of money to spend and invest on ads, then you gotta use your time. Well, cold DMs, and where people fail with this is they just don't do it. They're not consistent, right? And that's really what success comes down to, is consistency. It's just like when I was running my gym, training people, it's the same mindset. People get in to the routine and then they fall out of the routine and then they feel guilty. Mindset stuff, which Tony Robbins says 80% of success is psychology, which I largely agree with, because your mindset affects everything you do and will affect how much action you take or don't take. And obviously action is what gets results. How consistent can you stay? Side note, something that helps me is just focusing on productivity goals, not outcome goals, because outcome goals are sometimes depressing. You can't control it. Like, I did all of this and I didn't get a sale today. Focus on attaching your victories and your success to, I made 100 outreaches today. I made 100 cold calls today, whatever it is. And you're just going to be more consistent in life. And that's what you can control. Can't always control the sales, how many sales are coming in, but you can control how much action you're taking. So how are you going to acquire clients? Stick with it. Stay consistent. Now, if you're just starting your marketing agency journey, I do have a free course to help you get started. So drop a comment below if you have any questions.